Coming up on Point News, it was Valentine's Day weekend and Point Park's annual Condom Carnival was the talk of campus. Point News has the details coming up.
Plus, an exciting new addition is set to come to campus. We've got details about the new media center getting ready to open.
Plus, find out how food here at Point Park might be changing sooner rather than later. Point News starts right now.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon, I'm Madison Taylor.
And I'm John Andreossi. You see the studio we're in right now? Well, coming this fall, there will be a big addition to how we bring you the news.
Point Park is transforming former Nathan's Hot Dog restaurant at the corner of 3rd and Wood, and that will change how we keep you informed. Point News reporter Matt Kruth has an update.
You can't see inside Point Park's new media center right now, but in just a few short months, the windows will be open and the facility will be up and running.
I really don't know what it entails for my education purposes quite yet, because I think there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered on to what it's going to be used for. But it's a new place and possibly can entail great things for the media.
According to Point Park University's website, the media center is set to cost $2.5 million to construct. It will be equipped with green screen, professional lighting, and a television control room, photography studio, and a multimedia newsroom.
When you have a top-notch facility to learn how the real world works, then you have a much better shot at getting a job, and that's what this is all about. You know, we want to get all the students jobs, and now with the help of this new facility, they'll be able to do that.
Funding for the center is to be provided by Trib Total Media and a grant from the Allegheny Foundation.
Because this facility is going to be right at ground level and there's going to be lots of windows right downtown, other people in the community will be able to see what we're doing at Point Park. And I think that's going to be really amazing. The studio we have here is great and we use it, but it's really closed in and people on the outside can't see what we're doing in here. But now this new media center will be open with lots of glass windows and people walking on the street can look in and see what a wonderful education our students are getting.
The university says the 4,000 square foot Center for Media Innovation is set to be ready for faculty and students this June. The classes won't begin there until the beginning of the fall semester. Reporting for Point News, I'm Matthew Kruth.
Do you have issues with the on-campus dining? Well, the university is taking steps to correct them and may even replace Aramark, the current food service provider. The road to a new food service provider began long ago.
Last year, with kind of support from administrators, staff members, and students, USG voted what we call a vote of no confidence in Aramark, saying that they are not an effective food service provider.
Dubin says common complaints about Aramark include a lack of healthy options, a lack of quality, and also difficulty communicating with their management when issues arise. In a rare move, the university held an open forum with Aramark and other potential food service providers so students could voice their concerns and hear what each option brings to the table. Student dissatisfaction means this cafe and the dining hall upstairs could soon be under new provision. In addition to Aramark, the panel of potential bidders included Met's Culinary Management, Culinart Group, and Parkhurst Dining. Students were happy with the university's decision to involve them in the process.
It's a good move that they're doing. It's good they're getting students involved, and at the end of the day, I'm glad they're doing it.
The support that we saw at the open forum kind of is indicative of, that the university is, willing to change, but I think as well the university is willing to listen to what students have to say.
According to Dubin, a decision on a new food service provider may be decided by the beginning of summer, and the summer semester will serve as a transitional period. Reporting for Point News, I'm John Andreossi. Point News reached out to Aramark to get their response, but we haven't heard back.
Hundreds of students from area colleges came out for Point Park's annual Spring Internship and Job Fair. The event was hosted by the Sports, Arts, and Entertainment Management Department, the School of Communication, Office of Alumni Relations, and Career Development Center. Students had the opportunity to network with more than 50 employers hiring for jobs and internships. They were also able to attend panel discussions with industry professionals.
I think it's a good opportunity for college students because, you know, as a freshman you come in here, you get to kind of experience how to network and prepare yourself to get an internship. When you're a sophomore, it's the same thing. And juniors and seniors, it's more of like a way to prepare you for the real world and help you get a job or internship for the future.
31st Street Studios, CBS Radio, and Phipps Conservatory were among the many employers present at the fair.
It gives you the news around campus, and now there's a new editor for the Point Park newspaper. Point News reporter Jacob Como has this one-on-one interview with Josh Krupp.
There's a new leader at Point Park University's student newspaper, The Globe. But I found that there's a connection between the current editor-in-chief and the previous two editors. They all started right here, the Skyliner, a Butler High School newspaper. As the Globe's new editor-in-chief, he's ready to continue the tradition of breaking news stories. Josh Krupp tells me, so far, so good.
The transition's been simpler than I thought it would be because I don't have an editor-elect yet, which is the person that's going to take over after I step down. And so I've basically been running things by myself. But the staff has been so supportive, and we've been able to hit the ground running, and we've had a few great issues to start off so far.
Krupp follows two editors who also happen to be Butler High School graduates, Kristen Snap and Jonathan Andracy, who all worked for the Skyliner Butler High's student newspaper, and they also studied under English teacher Herb Thompson.
Herb Thompson taught me the importance of words in journalism. Before that, all I really knew was writing English comp, and then he showed me what newspapers can do and the importance of journalism and journalistic writing, and he was really the one who introduced me to all that and got me interested.
I mean, I knew, I could tell Krupp when he first joined the Globe that he was someone who was pretty much ready to tackle anything, and I knew he already did so much, and it's rare to see someone that young who would get as involved as he did. So I knew wherever he ended up with the Globe, he would do great.
To pick up a free copy of the Globe, just check newsstands around campus. Reporting for Point News, I'm Jacob Como.
Coming up on Point News, it's going to start feeling like spring around town. Your weekend forecast coming up.
We've got the rundown of what's been going on at the home of the Pens, coming up after the break.
We are a social people. We share our inspiration, wisdom, creations, and memories. We share what makes us laugh and what angers us. Built on the notion of a free flow of ideas, our country thrives on the freedom of speech. Without it, who would watch over our governing powers? And how would we share our history to make a difference for the future? It's this freedom to share that gives us a reason to listen.
Start your morning with City News.
Start your morning with campus news.
Start your morning with political coverage.
Start your morning with fun.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak.
Did you know that Point Park has a cheerleading squad?
Don't stop. Don't get it confused.
Not only do our cheerleaders represent Point Park at regional and national competitions, but they also promote spirit and awareness of every sports team on campus. Come to any men's or women's varsity basketball game at home to watch the cheerleaders perform at halftime and cheer from the sidelines from the first jump ball to the final buzzer. Sports not your thing? You can catch the cheer team lead the crowd at the fall and spring pep rallies as well, or at several competitions around Pittsburgh each year. So what are you waiting for? Show the Point Park cheerleaders the support they show you.
We know you're wondering what the A-list celebrities are up to. Well, here at Entertainment on Point, we're wondering too.
Have you heard about James Franco and Seth Rogen's new movie?
No, but have you heard Beyonce's new single? Did you see what she was wearing on that red carpet?
Honey, that was not cute.
Did you see what happened on Scandal this week? No, I was too busy keeping up with the Kardashians. No matter what your guilty pleasure is, we've got you covered.
Entertainment on Point. Get to the point of pop culture.
Yeah!
An annual event at Point Park was a success again this year.
The Condom Carnival brought out a lot of students, but organizers are hoping those who attended will remember the message. Point News reporter Eddie Trezino is here with the story.
That message was clear for the dozens of students who were there. I got a chance to talk to some of them about the importance. The Condom Carnival is a yearly event put on by CAB that happens in the Lawrence Hall Ballroom. This year, visitors get laid and have the chance to win as many condoms as possible. The atmosphere is fun, but the meaning is serious, promoting safe sex. This message was emphasized with condom-themed carnival games such as Twister, Limbo, Mini Golf, and more. Students were also given a condom for winning or even participating in these games and events. There were snow cones, popsicles, lollipops, and even more. Organizers say while this annual event is popular, they hope students remember the message when it counts.
Condom Carnival's goal is to educate students on sexual awareness, sexual education, and to just let them know it's best to play it safe and there's no other option.
You get a lot of free condoms, and I don't know, it's great that the university promotes safe sex.
The games were designed by different organizations from around campus.
I know we have Rugby Club, the Feminist Collective, Forensic Science Club, PAR, as well as the Office of Student Development here. So it's a decent amount of different organizations on campus.
Coming up, while New York City's Fashion Week was happening, Pittsburgh was having its own event to celebrate the creatives of the city. Details ahead on Point News.
From sports cars to minivans, car buffs take the driver's seat. Point News takes you behind the scenes of the Pittsburgh Auto Show.
Nice job. That's on them.
Here at the Pioneers sideline, we get freshmen involved as quickly as possible so they get the real-world experience on air and behind the scenes to set themselves apart in internships and potential jobs. Blaine, where is that video? I needed it in KeyPro like yesterday.
All right, I got you, Chris. But I had a quick question for you guys.
What do you mean the questions? It's always a question. It's always a... What? Where is he? Blaine! 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 Freshman, you can't find any good ones anymore.
Ever wanted to be behind the mic and have the world listening to your show on campus? Well, it's just as simple as joining WPPJ, Point Park's student-run radio station, located on the second floor of Lawrence Hall, right next to the dining services. Listeners can tune in using Point Park's website or through the TuneIn app by searching WPPJ. WPPJ welcomes any new DJs that want to get involved, so be heard. Do you have what it takes?
An expression, a belief, a symbol, freedom to worship, an unspoken word. To express yourself means standing up for what you believe in. There's a freedom to worship, and a freedom to live. To speak never saying a word, to love, to let your voice be heard. The light of your own path. For more information, visit www.freedomofspeechpsa.org.
In the midst of New York Fashion Week, Pittsburgh held its own arts and fashion show. Madison Taylor went to Carnegie Mellon University to get the story.
Carnegie Mellon University's Lunar Gala showcases the creative work of our community, and this year's show marks the 20th anniversary of the event.
It's become a tradition for some people.
I went last year and I think it's really cool, so I decided to come again.
Music, art, dance, and fashion fill the Wagon Gym each year. Although the event is run by Carnegie Mellon students, the Lunar Gala is open to the public, attracting a diverse audience.
I have a little, and she's actually one of the models, and I'm also in a sorority, and a few of my friends are designing for them, so it's a pretty big event. They've been working really hard for it for like half a year, so I'm really excited to see what they have to offer.
In honor of
of the 20th anniversary, this year's show is entitled Strain, representing the Lunar Gala's strain to evolve over time. As for these supportive fans, the Lunar Gala team hopes they never change. According to the Lunar Gala board, this year's show sold out quickly, with over 1,000 tickets purchased. Reporting live from Carnegie Mellon University, I'm Madison Taylor for Point News.
After some overnight snow, the sun is starting to shine out there.
And there's a weekend warm-up on the way. Point News reporter Joe Hall is here with the outlook.
All right, so it's a regular February day. It's going to be cold with a high of 32 and a low of 20. And cross your fingers, but there shouldn't be snow. But looking at your weekend, it's going to warm up and it's going to be good. With rising temperatures, high of 51 on Friday, going up to 60 and falling back down to Sunday, and lows all above freezing. And it's going to be cloudy, but hey, no precipitation, no snow, and it's looking pretty good for the weekend. Back to you guys.
Some of the coolest cars on the market rolled into Pittsburgh's Convention Center last weekend.
Point News reporter Mark Dovey got a behind-the-scenes look at what to expect in the new models.
2016 Greater Pittsburgh National Auto Show rode into the city over the weekend. Car enthusiasts were able to see their latest innovations from their favorite brands right at the David Lawrence Convention Center.
Some got a rare chance to sit behind the wheel of the newest Mercedes. Others got a look under the hood of the new Mustang. The car makers came out to the Pittsburgh International Auto Show trying to tempt drivers to eventually taking one home.
We have all 35 major vehicle manufacturers, and we have a lot of specialty vehicles as well.
And those specialty cars will come with all the bells and whistles. Point News got a behind-the-scenes look at the displays as 60,000 people came to check out all the new models and features. And there was more to do than just look at the cars.
We have Lamborghinis, we have Maseratis, we have Bentleys, we have a $3 million Aston Martin Vulcan, one in the country, the only one in the country.
One of the most popular displays was the Ford Zone. Here guests got to interact with a robot who could answer any question. There was also a simulator to give an idea of driving experience behind the Ford wheel.
No matter if you're trying to find the next family vehicle or something sporty for yourself, you can find it all right here under one roof at the Pittsburgh International Auto Show.
But regrettably, drivers are only allowed to sit in the seats. Convention Center rules stop people from starting the engines and testing them out. Reporting for Point News, I'm Mark Dovey.
From the Convention Center to Consol Energy Center, which has also been a very busy place this past few days. Over the weekend, fans flocked to Consol to take in the annual Monster Jam event. Just yesterday, Carrie Underwood brought her storyteller tour to town.
In addition to all of that, the Penguins will be playing 2 games at home this week. The team will face the Detroit Red Wings and the Tampa Bay Lightning before UFC comes to town on Sunday evening. You can find ticket info and a full calendar of events at consolenergycenter.com.
Well, with spring right around the corner, that can only mean one thing. For baseball fans, Tyler Polk has your sports update. Ty?
Thanks, Madison. Pitchers and catchers reported this week for spring training, including members of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Full team workouts are set to begin next week in Bradenton. The Pirates went 98-64 last season, capturing second in the National League Central Division. Point Park's men's basketball team defeated Carlo last night, on their senior night last week, by the final of 93-82. The team improved to 14-10 on the season and 7-7 in KIAC conference play. The men's team finished with a 6-2 home record in conference play and a 1-5 record on the road. They'll be on the road for their 2 final games of the regular season this weekend against IU Southeast and IU Kokomo. Point Park's women's team was also victorious on their senior night. The team routed Midway 88-46 as the seniors took control of the game. Alexis Zanakis, Carly Corcoran, Leah Hurst, and Brianna Brownfield accounted for the team's 47 of 88 points in their senior game. The team maintained their second-place status in the KIC Colonial Division. They'll be on the road as well. They'll take on IU Southeast and IU Kokomo. in their final 2 games of the season. That's all for me. I'm Ty Polk.
That does it for this week's Point News. Be sure to join us next Thursday live at 2 p.m.
Have a great week, everybody.